Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a look at a company called Crosby that's using AI to completely rewrite the rules of the legal industry. We're talking about turning a process that's been stuck in the slow lane for 40 years into a high-speed engine for business growth.
All right, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll get into the core problem Crosby is solving, that old, sluggish, outdated model of legal work. Then, we're going to explore their pretty unique solution, see how their human and AI teams actually work together, and really understand its game-changing impact. And finally, we'll zoom out and look at the bigger picture for the entire legal profession.
So, first things first, let's talk about the friction. That fundamental problem in the traditional legal world. Why on earth does it take so long just to get a simple agreement across the finish line?
I mean, it is a wild thought, but the way businesses handle contracts has barely changed since the word processor was invented. For decades, this whole process has been a massive bottleneck, slowing down hiring, sales, partnerships. Really, the entire pace of business has been held back by it.
And here's the real kicker. The entire system is built on a broken incentive. The billable hour, which has been the bedrock of the legal world for like 70 years, actually rewards lawyers for taking more time. Think about it. More hours equals a bigger bill. Crosby is just flipping that completely on its head. They're focused on deal velocity, making the lawyer a driver of business, not just someone who's watching a clock.
So how do you fix a system with a problem that's so deeply baked in? Well, Crosby's answer is actually pretty counterintuitive. Instead of just trying to sell legal software to old-school firms, they decided to build a whole new kind of law firm from scratch.
This idea right here, a credence good, is absolutely central to their whole strategy. All it means is a service where you, the customer, can't really judge the quality on your own. You have to trust an expert. So by being a law firm, Crosby builds that essential trust. It gives clients peace of mind that a qualified expert lawyer is always guaranteeing the quality of the work.
And this explains exactly why big law firms have been so slow to innovate. In a normal partnership, any money spent on long-term tech development comes directly out of the partners' pockets this year. By ditching that model, Crosby can reinvest its money into building some really powerful proprietary AI technology for the long haul.
So this hybrid model gives them the absolute best of both worlds. The clients get the trust and the quality guarantee of a top-tier firm, but at the same time, Crosby gets this incredible environment for innovation. I mean, they literally have their lawyers and engineers sitting right next to each other, creating these super fast feedback loops and generating all this unique data on how legal work actually gets done. And that data is gold for training their AI.
Okay, so how does this all come together in practice? Let's take a look inside the engine room and see how the lawyers and the AI actually work in sync day to day.
Now, this might look like a tiny semantic difference, right? But to a lawyer, the gap between commercially reasonable and just reasonable is massive. It can have huge legal implications. But for an AI, which just sees patterns between words, these phrases can look almost identical. This is the perfect example of that subtle kind of taste-based nuance that, for now, absolutely requires an expert human eye.
So to manage this, Crosby is building what they call an agentic workflow, basically a team of AI agents that copies the structure of a real law firm. You've got a paralegal agent that takes in the contract and routes it, then junior and senior associate agents handle the review tasks from simple to complex. But, and this is the crucial part, the system knows exactly when to flag something and escalate it to a human lawyer for that final judgment call.
I love this quote. It just captures their whole culture perfectly. At Crosby, the lawyers aren't just sitting there using the tech, they are actively building it. They're the ones writing the prompts, they're mapping out the workflows, and they're teaching the AI all that complex reasoning that used to be trapped in their heads. It's about letting the experts build their own superpowers.
Now, when you build an engine that's this powerful and this different, the old ways of measuring success, well, they just don't work anymore. You need a new metric, a new North Star.
For Crosby's clients, who are mostly fast-growing tech companies, the biggest headache isn't the final legal bill. Nope, it's the agonizing delay. It's that sales deal that gets stuck in legal for weeks, killing all the momentum. The real value Crosby delivers isn't just saving a few bucks, it's pure acceleration.
And the results are, well, they're dramatic. What used to take days or even weeks at a traditional firm now has a median turnaround time of under 1 hour at Crosby. And they're not even done. The ultimate goal is to get this whole process down to just a few minutes without ever compromising on quality.
To stay totally laser-focused, they track two key metrics. First is TTA, or total turnaround time. That's the total time a contract is in their hands.
The second metric is, pretty appropriately, called HURT, which stands for Human Review Time. The goal is simple. Drive both of those numbers down as low as they can possibly go. That reduces friction for the client and frees up their lawyers to focus only on the highest value stuff.
Okay, so what does all of this disruption actually mean for the future of the legal profession? I mean, are we standing on the edge of a revolution here?
Well, the prediction is this really fascinating split. You can see it here. On the left, you've got corporate law. Here, AI is going to act more like a powerful assistant, supercharging the work of lawyers, but not really replacing them. But that much bigger bar on the right, that's law for individuals, things like leases, wills, or child support. The thinking is that this work could become almost fully automated, creating access to legal help for millions of people who can't afford it today. The leverage of a single lawyer could literally be magnified 100 times over.
So the long-term vision is just incredibly optimistic. It's about using this technology to build a better, faster, and way more accessible legal infrastructure for everybody. I mean, just imagine a future where AI agents can negotiate on behalf of two people to find a fair middle ground almost instantly. That turns contracts from this adversarial bottleneck into a genuine platform for collaboration.
And that leaves us with this final, really provocative thought. Crosby's model, this idea of combining domain experts with AI tools inside a services company, it isn't just about law. It could be the blueprint for totally reinventing accounting, consulting, you name it. Really, the question isn't if this is going to happen elsewhere, but which industry is next on the list.